Now, one concept I want to clear up front is the difference between data access versus data binding, because there's common misconceptions here. Data access is all about data that sits in a persistent store and being able to load that data into some in-memory data source object. Data access is about retrieving data into those data source objects in memory from the persistent store and being able to write changes back out to the persistent store. That persistent store could be a relational database, it could be flat files, or it could even be a service that you're making web service calls out to. But conceptually, you're reading data in from a persistent store and writing it out and putting it into objects in memory. Data binding, on the other hand, sits upstream of data access. So your initial focus is going to be on a screen that you're trying to support. It could be a window or a user control or a view in conceptual terms that you have a set of elements on that you're going to put data into. And you need to flow data into those element properties to present it on screen. To do that, you need objects in memory. So you have these data source objects that came from somewhere, and you're going to read data in from those data source objects into elements on the screen. And if those elements are editable, then you're going to allow data to be written back into those data source objects when it changes on screen. From data binding's perspective, it shouldn't know or care where those data source objects came from, or even be coupled to what kind of object they are.